What's up? Guys, as we can see, Bitcoin right now is sitting on another important indicator. It's another important one I want to show you guys with that today. I want to show you what I'm thinking next. I kind of got the feeling where we had the market sort of pump up within the last few weeks. A lot of the altcoins retraced back to the start, and it's sort of shown that, like, remember what I was speaking about, that higher range now, where we have tons of gains to the upward side, and it can be lost quite quickly the other side too. And we're starting to see that with Bitcoin as well. And, for me, it's like, okay, we still secured higher lows at this point, and we're still slowly trending to the upward side. We are making, for the first time, some serious higher highs. We're looking to make the higher low now. We're jumping back to the macro, the really much higher time frame views of the, looking at the specific indicators to see that, is the next 3 months to 6 months still good? Like, are we still holding those key levels? End of the day, what do people just want to know? Like, can we still see a 20K Bitcoin? I think, or can we break the lows of what we did previously? Are we going to go back into the 30s? And that's why it's important to always go back to the super high time frame. We go look at those indicators, and if they're good, we then zoom in and see, okay, what is happening? But all that I'm seeing is I'm seeing 30-40% ups, I'm seeing 20% downs, I'm seeing 30-40% ups, 20% downs. And every time we are getting a reset of the daily RSIs, we're basically getting the same sort of pattern that's played out now for, literally the last month to month and a half, where we're getting this massive little push to the upward side. Let me just get over here. Big push up, big push down, big push up, big push down, big push up. Now, I don't know what you guys sort of like think about it, but, in these sort of markets, obviously it's always going to be our own sort of thoughts on where it's going to go and what's going to sort of happen next. But for me, I see massive ranges, and I feel we got to stop also, me myself as well, is stop sort of looking at where I want the price to go next. And I sort of want to trade on what is in front of me, because I do see a lot of money to be made within the market. And I'm seeing it again now where the daily RSI is at the bottom. We're waiting for the 3-day stochastic. That's one thing that I've added now recently in the last day or two, which is nearly at the bottom for Bitcoin. And then I'm looking at another push within this range. And may it be Bitcoin going to 48, 47, and then back to 40, and then to 47. May it be that for a while longer, or maybe it breaks the 48 and finally gets to the 200-day moving average, and we're well on our way. But either way, we are now learning to stock up on these bottoms, stock up on supports. I'm seeing good opportunity again for within the next week to 2 weeks. I'm still thinking April's a really good month because of that dominance indicator, as well as the USDT dominance, and I'll get into that shortly. But for me, I'm seeing good opportunities within again. I'm seeing the same structure as what I saw 4 weeks ago that made us deploy the first time. We've learned a lot along this ride again, and it may keep repeating itself within the next few months as well, guys. So let's not waste time anymore. I'm glad you guys are dedicated. I appreciate you guys being here every day. It's a big day today, guys. Before we get in, it's a massive day. Firstly, I do apologize for being a little bit late. I was sorting the little one out at the chiropractor with my lady this morning. I'm still learning, so the sleeping hours are a little bit on and off at times. But guys, Rand's wife's in labor. Rand's going to be a dad again for the 4th time. So what's quite interesting about it is that they still haven't decided, they didn't want to know what it was. And I would love to see what the community are thinking as we start off the show. Boy or girl, what are we thinking? So a big congratulations to my brother, to Ran. Super proud of you, brother. I'm happy. I wish yourself and your family a lot of blessings along this journey. And like I say, I appreciate everything you have done for me and the Banter fam as well. Okay, let's get into it, Carl. Let's start it off, brother. So, Banter fam, as I was saying, I hope you have had a fantastic day so far. As you can see, I am at home today. I'm streaming from the home today, spending time with the little one. Hope you guys are all good. If anyone is new, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Will Smith that button, as we like to call it. Make sure you're on our Twitters, Sheldon_Snipers. That's where I can keep you updated when I'm not on the show. Remember, guys, I'm only here with you guys half an hour a day. Like the other 23 and a half hours is you. And this is why I sit here and I try to bust my ass every day to teach you guys so we can learn this together, because I'm not with you all the time. And yeah, end of the day, I want to teach you how to fish. Make sure you are on all of our social media platforms as well as our website. A lot of free alpha there. And make sure you're on our crypto shorts channel as well, where we have chart of the day every day, and we have a lot of short time frame alpha for you guys, always keeping you updated with the market. So let's jump in. Let's have a look. Let's see what we are looking at. Another boring day on the markets. They are quite boring, but we do know when the times get boring is when we should actually be focusing. I hope you guys are realizing that, because then something always just comes out of nowhere. You know, this time over here was very boring for Bitcoin. All of a sudden, Bitcoin was 20-30% up in the matter of 2 weeks. And many times you see that boredom always comes first before a move. Very, to the up or to the downside. Boredom, big move. Boredom, big move. Boredom, big move. So, keeping in touch and staying a part of it is very important. So what I want to show you guys here is we do have the 3-day, 200-day moving average. I saw it on Benjamin's channel as well, and I thought it was, it's very important to show you guys as well, where we're still at on the way, way, way higher time frame view, is, you could see how, guys, as much as we've been maybe upset with the market, but Bitcoin's been fighting its ass off. Like I actually sit and I'm like, wow, like, it's been through a war itself and it's been fighting, because look how it's literally been fighting this support trend line now, since we hit the bottom within the $33,000 zone. Bitcoin's been fighting and it's been fighting and it's been fighting. And it's holding the support line on, which basically the 200-day moving average. And now we're there again. The last time before these big battles were all the way in the times back in April 2020. And it's just another indicator to show. So as long as we are above this line and we keep reclaiming and holding these lines, it's still showing that bull market is in territory. And it's just a basic indicator that shows you that again. Every time we have held this, we've had a good market. Where we've dropped it, bit of a downtime, boring market again, very similar to what we're seeing now. But as long as we are holding this line, things have always looked good for Bitcoin. So it's another, macro scale or higher time frame view indicator that's just showing us that, Bitcoin did reclaim the higher high. It did start to sort of short term reverse, and now we're back down and we're in a big support zone again. Now there's not massive volume that's been really tracking the price down again, and all that we're seeing is, the range that we've been in is something we're sort of repeating again. The only difference is the range is getting a lot bigger than what it was. We're starting to now get bigger. Previously we had Bitcoin, moving between the low 30s to the early 45s. Like now we're starting to get to the more higher 40s. You know what I mean? And now we're starting to get to a range where maybe we do stay in the same range, but we start slowly ranging to the upward side. At the end of the day, if it's slow, let it grow. Something I learned from Rudo back in the day. As long as we are still trending and still keeping to the same stats of higher highs, higher lows, resets of RSIs, and still keeping in, it's going to teach you again that when we get to these higher points of views, we're going to take some profits, we're going to tighten up on stop losses, and then we got to buy. Like you can't not miss the opportunities of buying. I still feel a lot of, people still FOMOed in within the last points of some of the markets, and, myself at times as well. But, this is going to slowly teach you the dedication of when you must buy, when you must not. And right now we have this stochastic RSI. It's looking by the end of the week that we can have the stochastic down to the bottom and basically to the oversold position. We do now starting to get bullish divergence again, which is another important sign. It's something I've brought back to the attention to everyone here. I don't use it all the time, the normal RSI, but I do use it when it's time for bullish divergence or these sort of views. We don't have it fully yet on the 3-day, but we know we have it big on the lower time frames as well as the daily as well. And we can see that clear. So this is just indicating that, it's a little bit slow down. Remember, when we have a big move in direction either way, we want the market to slow down, and then we know, okay, you know what I mean? It's remember, a whale's going to test. It's going to drop price to a certain level, they're going to see how the market reacts to that. If the market keeps panicking out and stuff, they're going to let it run and let it drop to where it needs to be. But as soon as they see that the market settles and it moves sideways, where people sort of get used to the price being here, then they start deploying and they start lifting again to either start now, okay, there's no more fear. Guys aren't fearing out right now. So let's start getting them to FOMO, and it just becomes that simple game again between the whales and retail. So if we jump in, these are the two different views that I'm looking at. So today I'm only going to show you guys five altcoins. Tomorrow I'm going to go through the rest and through Friday as well. I actually want to go a little bit time through some of these altcoins and which ones I'm starting to look to ready to deploy in again now, why I'm deploying in now, and what I'm looking at next within Bitcoin. So I have the shorter time frame view with Bitcoin, where I have two sort of views right now. Because for me, we've got into a big zone of support. We've got into a zone where the market is completely, short time frame oversold. And I'm looking at a response here within the bulls and, within the rest of the market. And I'm basically looking at, we still had our major momentum line, which we've tested many times before. The only difference is we've always tested these lines within a very quick move. So, when we want to see a reversal, either you got the market like really slows down, but usually in there as well, you got this really big wick candle. Like this is something that we're still lacking for right now, is that we got Bitcoin trailing down right now, but we don't have that, when it drops very quickly, like it literally drops in the matter of 5-10% fast, and then it gets bought up literally in the matter of seconds to minutes, and it creates this long wick. Remember this time where Bitcoin literally trailed down from 36,000 all the way down to 33,000. And then all of a sudden, boom, all the way bought back, straight back to where it started. And what that end of the day did was it created a big volume spike. Very similar to this region over here as well. And that's something we haven't seen just yet. So I'm keeping that in mind to say, okay, I do still have more support on the momentum line, which is basically at the $38,000 zone. Maybe we get that fast wick down. So again, it's reminding me, guys, to put some limit orders slightly lower than where we are right now, because these are always, yes, if you catch one of these guys, I promise you it's one of the best feelings in the world when you catch a wick down, catches in your box, and then takes off. And that's sort of something that I'm still keeping aware of, and something that could still happen, because we do have this major support still at 38,000. And when I was talking about this 3-day, let me jump back in here. One thing that was quite interesting with this 3-day moving average is we have had tests on this quite a while, and every time we've sort of bounced off, we've done well. But do you see how the last two times, do you see how we slightly quickly broke through it? We quickly broke through it, and then we had a long tail. And then here again as well, we broke through it and we closed above it. So remember, guys, the close above this is what's important, not about where it breaks or any of these sort of things. It's, does it close above it on that 3-day? And you can see this one still has 2 days on where we think. So in that time, there can be a quick wick that can take us to the certain levels. It will match really well to what it's done previously. Get that quick wick, close above. Then we finally have a sort of short-term capitulation candle where we get the strong aggressive push. Finally, we get someone that buys. And, end of the day, you want to see a reversal candle. On a higher time frame view, you want to see a candle that looks exactly like this, where it's that long wick. That, for me, why do I have this thing here? There we go. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see a reversal candle. And that's yet what we're not seeing that 100% just yet when it comes to the shorter views on Bitcoin, where, for me, Bitcoin came down, and it came down and it broke through our original first momentum support. And then it really shot down quickly. And then this is our next candle. So we got this big candle down here, and then we got this little green candle here. And for me, like, is that a reversal candle? Like, is that showing me a lot of people bought at that area, or like a lot of strength happened at that zone? Because for me, that was a reversal candle. And when you get a reversal candle like that is when you then see a good response after that. We just want to know, we already know that we are getting to the bottom phase of this little bear move to the downside. We know that. Why? Because we got the RSI dead flat, like it's literally no pulse right now at the bottom. So we know we're getting to the zone of where we want to enter in again, and where we want to load up more, and where we want to stock up. We know we're there. Now we're just trying to be scientists and trying to be Einsteins at this point. Is where's it exactly going to go? Is it going to go to 38,000? $2, or is it going to go to, you know what I mean? Like, we're trying to be super smart in the zone. Either way, we know we're in the area. You know, it doesn't matter if you caught Bitcoin on the last move, anywhere in the regions of 37 or 40,000, it still went to 48,000. So if you still bought it in a 10% region, you still would have made. And what was that at the time? It was RSI's clocked out at the bottom. And you can see both times they were clocked out at the bottom, where we got to next. So for me, you know, this is why I'm saying that short time frame, there's still a possibility of that quick wick down, that quick little move down. I do want to have some limit orders in, and you can see that's my little blue sort of move there. Now, if we don't get it and we start to rally up now, and what I mean by that is this was the only reversal we sort of got there, and now we start to rally up, you know, until we have broken through the next major resistance. So I'm looking at, you know, Bitcoin, we're still looking at, like Kyle was speaking about it yesterday. We're still looking at Bitcoin from here, make its way back to 42. 42 now becomes the next major resistance, because that was the previous trend that we held. It was previous support, a strong level we needed to hold on the current momentum we're moving in. Now it becomes our new rooftop, which means now we've broken it, we bounce on the next support, but now that becomes the next rooftop. That's going to be tough to get through. That's whether the shorters are going to try hold, the bears are going to try hold that specific level. And so I'm still seeing the move from here going there as the next target. Now, if we start to move up from here, I don't feel that I had the strongest reversal candles just yet. And I feel we'll make our way up to the $42,000, $43,000 region. And then I do feel we can come back and finally get that 38, and then we can continue the journey towards the upward sort of side. Only reason I'm saying that is just because I don't have that big volume spike just yet. I don't have that. So a temporary short-term push to the upside does make sense, you know, in any sort of region. But is it sustainable? Is it something that's going to then take us to finally break the 200-day moving average? I don't know just yet, because I don't have that full reversal spark. So for me, if we do go from here to 43, meaning that there's some short-term gains within the market, which I'm going to be giving you guys, you know, 5 of the alts that I'm looking at now for short-term gains. You know, from there, you know, when we get to 43, I will be taking back a bit back into the USDT again, and I'll be cautious of the zone and then be ready for the next. Or we have that wick down now. We get that 38,000 done and dusted, get it out of the pocket now, get a proper buy volume bar in. And then I know from here, now we can rally through and we can start hitting through and go and test that next sort of big zone again. So these are the sort of two views, but either way, you can see both view is showing me that we are at the basic bottom sort of phase. Short term, definitely upside. Now you can see, guys, that we're getting massive bullish divergence. Look at Bitcoin again. You know, we can look at this here. Look at the RSI. Look how much lower we are there. Look how much higher. Like, you know, we are showing a lot of strength when it comes to the RSIs. Let's see if I can actually get some of them up here for you. Just where we're at. So let me jump into some alts here quick, guys, and let me show you what I'm sort of looking at. I'm going to jump to ETH. I feel like ETH is the strongest holding altcoin right now when it comes to major alts. I feel like it's just got so much strength. It's just feeling like this was the response. That was literally the push up. That was the leg down. Like, ETH strong. You know what I mean? The last low was at 2.4. And now we're sitting at 2.939, and we're at the same levels. Look at that RSI. You know what I mean? That RSI is completely tapped out right now. It's showing tons of strength. If it does what Bitcoin does of going to 42, you know, you can see ETH making its region of the $3,300 region, and then coming back down, testing the 2.9 again, and then the continuation. Or we get that little fast wick down, which finally gets me back into my momentum line of ETH, which is between the 2.8 and the $2,900 region. That's my interest zone. That's where I'm loading up again. As I'm in the same zone of where I was on the last areas of when we had the RSIs at these levels. And ETH showing tremendous amount of strength. You know, still here. Like, I'm trying to see when it's going to pull back against Bitcoin, and it's just so strong against Bitcoin right now. So, you know, Bitcoin bounces and we get a nice little 10% up for Bitcoin. You know, ETH's going to rocket out the gates. So I really don't feel you should be sleeping on ETH. If you don't have ETH and you think it's a slow, boring coin, like, you know, ETH is really, really, look how strong it is when the market goes bearish too. It's strong. You know what I mean? It's doing well. So ETH is definitely one of the big ones. Now, Theta is still one of my big trades, guys. I'm jumping on it again because, you know, I'm looking at the next views now, and I'm jumping through now to, you know, even the weekly. You know, I jumped through the weekly this morning and I was like, wow, like, looking at this token and where we're at on the weekly, like, you know, this for me has still broken a really big thing. It's now testing at that zone. And now I want to show you here how, if we look on the daily, let's jump in here, make it bigger. And you can see how we're also forming really, really big divergence over here as well. So short-term trades, short little wick. So don't be surprised to see another 5% or 7% downwards within the alts if it does happen within today or tomorrow. I think it will happen now first, unless we start to bounce quite quick and Bitcoin starts to rally. But I feel we are going to get that wick quite quickly first. And that's what I'm sort of interested in. But for me, like, I do have the zone of 275 to the 295 sort of zone for Theta, but this is for me my short term, my next week trade. Like, it's my next week hold until we know where Bitcoin's playing, guys. Bitcoin could actually range like this for the next 3 months. It could. So are you going to keep giving away 30% gains, 20% pullbacks, 30% gains, or are we going to run with what the market's giving us right now? It's all the market. I wish it would give it more. I wish I could give you guys more. I wish I can give you guys everything to get this market where it needs to be. But for now, this is what it's offering. So for me, bullish divergence, completely oversold daily. We are on the beautiful test of thing. So for me, think about it. It was at $4.30. It's now at $3. It just goes back to the top range again. What are you looking percentage-wise here? Guys, you want to grow your portfolio, get consistent. That's how it's going to work. You got a 60% just to the top again. Maybe it breaks through and Bitcoin goes to 48, and then you got an entry that's flipping changes everything for you. So Theta, again, is one for me. A lot of guys were saying, oh, I do a lot of the same coins at times. Yes, I am doing a lot of the same coins because I'm tired of degenerating into 1,000 tokens and people don't know what to do. They end up buying too many coins. They don't know how to structure their portfolio. I was shocked the other day where I asked the guys, did you put your stop loss? Do you know how many responses I got? I don't know how to. Guys, you should not be trading if you don't know how to put a stop loss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to take control, and like, you're gambling. Like, a casino is better because you get a free drink. You can meet some friends there. Like, if you don't know how to use a stop loss, use these things. Like, you should be an investor. Like, buy and hold right now and learn, because then you should only be coming in and actively trading. Like, please, guys, like, just rate yourself and understand. So I'm not going to put too many coins out there. I'm going to go through a lot of the major ones. I have the lists for you guys. I still give you guys 20 to 30 tokens every single week. I give you guys a lot in that view. And I want to be able to go through all of these tokens within a week as well, and to keep you guys updated on those tokens as well. No point me expanding and then not being able to come back within those. I'm learning as well throughout the process. Next one for me, DOT. Again, like, DOT completely oversold RSI. You know what I mean? A bullish divergence. Where it is right now, I think it can come still between the $16 and $17 region on the wick. But for me, it's great. And, the next move, call it. I want you guys to ignore now the views of all-time highs and these sort of things. Just think about where the next major resistances are on these tokens. This one's at $24. We're at $17 now. We look at that now, I see 43%. Before I even look further, I see 43%. Last time, what's happened every time this has been at the bottom, we've always gotten a good response. So DOT for me, you see, guys, if you don't learn to take some sort of profits, it sucks. It sucks to go all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. The sad thing is that's what the market's offering right now. That's what we got. So DOT, I'm interested right here again. This is my first point of interest. We will see as the next few days go, and we'll make a decision. When we get there, we'll make a decision, see what everything's looking like. Chainlink for me, straight back on resistance right now, straight back to where it started. The difference this time is when we broke through last time, there was no bullish divergence. There was no more of these sort of signs. We finally just needed to break through. It did get its first higher high. It is making its first higher low now. We do have the stochastic right out at the bottom. We do have bullish divergence in that sort of sense. Where did Chainlink go? It went to $18 to $19. For me, again, I just look at where we're at right now to where we're at there. I see 38% before looking above. That's what I see first. So for me, this is happy. I'm good. I'm deploying in the zone. I'm happy in the zone. I will be giving you guys, remember, guys, throughout here as well. Like, if you don't have CoinPanel as your chart, like, all my stop losses are there, guys. Everyone asked me, are you updating? We had to update when the market was ready to update it. Now all the charts are updated. Yeah, they're all for you guys every single day. If you want it in your pocket, I promise you it's going to help you a lot. Link. Let's look at MATIC. MATIC for me as well. Breakouts. completely oversold on the RSI. So for MATIC, for me, I'm taking big advantage of this. I look again, where's the top range? Where's the 200-day moving average? Where will it go next? May it fight resistance? Yes, maybe at these zones. But for me, I see 45% until the next resistance. So that's what I'm seeing. Like on this bounce, I'm seeing where's my next test that this coin's going to struggle to get through. And that's 40% away. Like, you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. Get consistent, get consistent, get consistent until the market shifts and where it needs to be. Solana, very strong token right now. Strong much strength. All it's done is come back and tested the support. I'm looking at Solana, $92, $99, Stargate. I know. We'll jump into Stargate. There's not a lot of data on the chart though. I do still think anywhere between 1.5, 1.7 is good for Stargate. I really do. I don't know if it's $2 the best, but we'll see. So Solana, same here, $90, $100. I am happy. I just want to go look at where's my resistance? Where can we go to next? 200-day moving average is sitting between $140 and $150. Where we're at now, I look up there, I'm like, wow, 56%, just back to the upper band. You know what I mean? My RSIs are down. I have bullish divergence. I have these sort of views. We look at Solana, same thing. So Solana now on support trend right now. Not AVAX, sorry. We have massive bullish divergence. Where's my top band? I go straight here to the top band, 44%. So for me, guys, I'm not going crazy at these points. These are the points of interest of where I'm looking to deploy within today, within tomorrow. I'm then closing my laptop. I'm then patient for them. I know where the next tests are, and we'll make a decision when we get to the next top sort of level. So I'm going to be charting the rest and all the other tokens we've been going through, categorizing them for you guys again, going through all of that stuff again for you guys. And we're going to flow it from there. But guys, I hope you sort of understanding the strategy behind this. You're seeing the strategy, you're learning it, because you must implement this within your own charts and within your own tokens. We will take more profits next time. It's okay. Pat yourself on the back. It's fine. It's coming again. It always comes and goes. Don't defeat yourself. Just learn from the last one and let's kick ass on the next one. It's very simple. But for me, guys, I'm seeing another 30-40% gains. One thing I did want to show you here, and why I am, my money season line is still my major line. And this was that USDT dominance chart. And we go through this again now. And now we wanted to see, we want this chart to be going down and to be tanking, because that's showing how dollars is now entering the market. And all I see, remember I was showing you guys RSIs, when the bottoms are doing something different. Now this is doing something very different here. You have the RSIs making higher highs. You have the price action making lower lows, bearish divergence. We have the stochastic at the top. We've come and retested this line now. Went slightly higher than what I thought, but I took a fib from the top to the bottom. I'm like, okay, it went to 0,618 and 786. Like that's the golden zone. So this is getting tapped out now. It's got one more small little move that can possibly take it up another 1 or 2%. That can be the little push to 38 if we got it. But for me, this is the zone. This is the phase. This is the phase where it is showing now how from here we're going to have another strong push down. And if this is something within an ABC, we can be looking at a move that takes us back down to these zones. We all saw how magical this zone was. The next one can be just as magical, if not more magical. So, yeah, I'm just sticking with the same, guys. I saw Bitcoin dominance as well. It's about to break the lows. The market, the altcoins would not be showing so much strength against Bitcoin if it was in a very bad place, because we saw what it did when it was, and we've seen it many times now. It's about to make a lower low. Like it's about to break through on the daily. So for me, altcoins, guys. So those are all I'm going to show you guys today. Tomorrow we'll jump on again, and I'll help you guys without the rest. I love you lots, Banter fam. I'm going to go spend time with the little one. Random man, I wish you lots of luck, brother. I'm hoping girl. I'm really hoping. I think Rand needs a little girl. Love you lots, Banter fam. I'll see you all tomorrow.